Welcome to Ephphatha. Jesus said, "Be opened." Mark 6 is one of the most loaded chapters in the Gospel. It reveals the identity of Jesus through rejection, mission, miracles, and mystery. Verses 1 to 6 are rejected in his hometown. Jesus returns to Nazareth and is met with disbelief. They ask the right questions. Where did this man get these things? But with the wrong attitude. Their familiarity blinded their faith. A prophet is not without honor except in his hometown. And because of their unbelief, he could do no mighty work there. Lesson: familiarity can kill reverence. Even the sacred, like Mass or prayer, can become routine unless we pause, reflect, and enter with awe. Verses 7 to 13, or the mission begins. Jesus sends out the 12, 2 by 2, because mission is never meant to be done alone. They take nothing but sandals and a staff. It's training in total dependence on God. He gives them authority over demons. A reminder, before preaching, we must overcome the territorial spirits. They anoint the sick with oil. We see the roots of sacramental healing. Verses 14 to 29 are Herod, guilt, and John's death. Herod hears about Jesus and fears he's John the Baptist resurrected. Why? Guilt. John had called out Herod's sin, and Herod beheaded him during a lustful feast. Contrast that with the Holy Mass, a feast of life. Be careful what you celebrate and how. Not every crisis is punishment, but when crisis hits, we must not spiral in guilt. Instead, repent, confess, and seek redemption. Verses 30 to 44, or feeding the 5,000. This marks the beginning of what scholars call the bread section in Mark's Gospel. Bread is mentioned over 17 times between here and Mark 8. If you understand the bread, you understand Jesus. Jesus invites the disciples to rest, a rest Hebrews 4:1 describes as God's rest, true peace in his presence. Then he sees the crowd and has compassion. They are like sheep without a shepherd. He teaches them. Then, when they grow hungry, he tells the disciples, "You give them something to eat." They have just 5 loaves and 2 fish. But Jesus takes, blesses, breaks, and gives. This is the Eucharist. They sit on green grass. A nod to Psalm 23:2. He makes me lie down in green pastures. They sit in groups of 50s and 100s, just like Exodus 18:21, where Moses organizes the people. Everyone is fed. There's more than enough. This is what happens when God serves. Verses 45 to 52, or Jesus walks on water. Divine revelation. Immediately after the miracle, Jesus dismisses the crowd and goes to pray. Why? To avoid pride and to recharge spiritually. Success often invites spiritual attack, and prayer is our defense. Now comes the heart of the chapter. He came to them walking on the sea. Mark 6:48. This is not just a miracle, it's a statement. Isaiah 43:15 to 16 says, "I am the Lord, who makes a way in the sea, a path in the mighty waters." Job 9:8, He alone stretches out the heavens and treads on the waves of the sea. Job 9:11, when he passes me, I cannot see him. Exodus 34:6, the Lord passed before Moses. 1 Kings 19:11, and behold, the Lord passed by Elijah. Mark uses the phrase, he meant to pass by them. That's not random, it's a divine encounter. In the Old Testament, passing by meant God revealing himself. But the disciples, they think he's a ghost because they still did not understand the loaves. Mark 6:52. Then Jesus says, "Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid." Mark 6:50. The Greek is ego eimi, I am. Exodus 3:14, I am who I am. Isaiah 4:110. Fear not, for I am with you. Jesus is using the exact phrases God used. He is revealing that he is Yahweh. the God who walks on water, passes by his people, and speaks peace into storms. Verses 53 to 56, or healing touch of faith. Wherever Jesus goes, people flock to touch even the fringe of his cloak. Numbers 15:38 to 39 commands Israelites to wear tassels to remember God's law. Jesus wore them. He was a faithful Jew, and people believed there was healing even in touching his garments, because faith meets healing when it meets Jesus. Final takeaway. Mark 6 reveals Jesus in layers. To see Jesus clearly, understand the bread, understand the storm, and look for when he passes by, even in your crisis. Because that's when you realize Jesus isn't just the Son of God, he is God.